Hello, my name is Adele. Thanks for stopping at my channel. And if this is your first time here, hit the subscription button below and give me a like. And if you would like to leave a public comment, scroll down to the end of the video. And when you come to the end, you'll see where you can leave a comment. And tell your friends about the channel. If you like what you hear, tell someone else. Boy, how time does fly. And this is for Scorpio from the 13th of November until the 23rd. We make sure till the 22nd when the sign leaves Scorpio and goes into Sagittarius. I had to redo this video over for this time period because it was not feeding as it should have. So I did the first one on the 31st. It was Halloween night, and the kids had not come for their candy. And of course, I said I was going to get rid of it because I was the only one going to eat it, and I did get it out of the house. Scorpio, you have a full moon coming right across your ascending sign. The moon is in Taurus in the 7th house, and of course, the sun is in the 1st house. And it has picked up Mercury, which is the planet of communication and documentations and documents and all types of everyday activities. Mercury is retrograde, so now is not a good time to make some of the decisions that you have been thinking about doing. Now, I will only be talking about the houses that we have energy in, which is, of course, the planets. You have the sun in the 1st house, and you have Mercury sitting right on the fence there between the 12th and the 1st. And we have Venus in that house, which is an excellent place for Venus to be. And also it's in an excellent sign, which is Jupiter. You have been thinking apparently about your career and changing some aspects of it, or just changing it, period. Now is not a good time to make any decisions with Mercury retrograde. And she will be in that situation until about the 20th of November. So make no changes until that time. 20th, 21st, just give her time. Venus will be moving into your 2nd house on the 17th of November, which is excellent because it's moving into your financial house, your bank account. And Jupiter is already in that house, and Venus will catch up to it. So you will be having some money that you will be able, some real money, that you'll be able to, shore up your bank account if it's been a little bit low. But I don't think so, because Jupiter's been pretty good to you over here. But it'll give you a chance to do some of the things that you want to. And also, if you're thinking about selling something, maybe it's a home, or maybe buying something, this could be a car, buying or selling, this is a good time to make that decision when Mercury goes direct, but not until that time. And if you're already in some type of plan, or something is going on and it has stopped, well, it will get back on track as soon as Mercury goes direct. So don't be so worried that it might not come about, but it will. We have Saturn also in that 2nd house, and it's conjuncting Pluto, very close to it, which Saturn is good. It will make you pay attention to the money that you spend. Also, you'll find yourself doing, using things that you already have. Excuse me. You also might have the responsibility of having to help out an elderly relative who might need some financial assistance at this time. And they will come to you for that help, and you will oblige them. Pluto is also in the 3rd house, and this is the house of extended family members, and also it's the house of your transportation. So, just kind of be aware of, if you need any car repairs, get them done at this time. As soon as Mercury goes direct, if you can wait till that time. But if it's an emergency, you can't. You just have to have it done. Also, Pluto in this house has to do with, a lot of disharmony with maybe extended family members or maybe even some neighbors. But with Jupiter going through your second house and Venus conjuncting that house, that sign, that planet, this is a good time if you need to make some amends or do some personal healing with some family members or maybe even your neighbors. Now's a good time to do that too. But you kind of wait if you can until Mercury goes direct. I can't say that enough because Mercury means that sometimes you just have to do it over. Mercury retrograde is a good time for going back making corrections, not starting things. Now, if something comes up that you need to make a correction, this is a good time to do that. So, it could be a good time to heal, maybe, if you feel that you should do it at this time. Heal some maybe rifts with the family, with your neighbors, or extended family members that you've had some falling out with. This is a good time to make some corrections there. Coming into the fourth house, we don't have oh yes, we do too. We have the dark moon Lilith conjuncting Neptune. And this is kind of another attestment that maybe you need to make some healings within the family, because Neptune retrograde means there's a lot of people there that are not so happy about certain situations, might not be so happy with you. So, you're the bigger person with Jupiter there. So, approach them and see if we can make some communication, open some communications here about some of the things that have been bothering the family. You might have some responsibilities as far as your family members are concerned. It could even be your mother. And also, as I said before, somebody's going to come to you, perhaps needing some financial assistance. And with Neptune going through the family home as well as your home, it could be some type of repairs that you're going to have to make here. Coming to the sixth house, we have Uranus and the moon. Let's just say we can read it in that house. This is another thing that you're not quite pleased with your working conditions or the kind of work that you do. You want to make some changes as far as your career is concerned. But as I said before, just wait until Mercury goes direct. If you got some things that you thought you were going to be making changes and they seem to have gone into recess, just wait a little bit. They're going to come around full circle and you will be able to see clearly as to what you want to do. Coming to the seventh house, as I said before, we have the moon in that house. And the moon in the house means there's going to be some changes. Maybe some changes with your doctor, if you got some legal things going on, you might want to change your attorney, or some documents are being held up. All of those things will change as soon as Mercury goes direct, because this house, the moon, means change. And also a full moon is a separating aspect. You might have to, not might, there are going to be some changes as far as relationships are concerned. So whatever it is that you've been trying to hold on to, the time has come that you'll just have to let go. So let it go, because Venus coming into your future, which is your second house, somebody's just right over the hill. I like to say that too when I see good things happening for the person. Coming to the eighth house, we have no planets in that house, but we have the North Node in that house, and that's the house of other people's resources, which means, you could be getting a mate, or even it could be your husband if you're married, and his finances could have greatly improved in this area. Or it could be the female. Her finances could have greatly improved. You get into the habit of, when you're thinking about reading, you think about, it's the lady that's always looking for a relationship, but not necessarily so. It's the males too. So this applies to females and males too, looking for a relationship or someone coming into your life. That could be the same for everybody on the planet, not just females, but males too. Coming to the ninth house, we don't have any planets in that house, but because Pluto is in the third house, we're going to reflect it back into the ninth house. And what that tells me, that you have some things that's going to be going on with the government that you will have to clear up, and just make sure that you take care of it, because Pluto can be very unforgiving when it comes to be for the showdown. So take care of whatever business that you have to be taken care of as financial, any government responsibilities, taxes or whatever. student loans, take care of them. Coming in through the 10th house, as I said before, this house is under quite a bit of stress because you don't feel that you're being appreciated for your working skills. And perhaps this could be so, but just wait. You'll get your chance to make the changes that you want to make. As soon as Mercury goes direct, those changes that you want to make, go ahead and do it. Also, Neptune up here means that you want to change, reflecting in this house, you want to change everything that you're doing. You might want to even get into business for yourself. Take a shot. Not bad. This is a good time to do it as soon as Mercury changes and go direct. You'll be able to clearly see what you want to do. And if you have started some things and they don't seem to be going the way that you want to, some more paperwork is required, it will happen as soon as Mercury changes signs. And if you're getting into business for yourself, you might think that if you don't have the cash flow that you think you should have, Venus is going to bring the money into your second house and you'll be able to have the cash flow that you need. Coming to the 10th house, the 12th house, we have Mars in that house. And Mercury, as I said before, is just sitting right on the fence there, which means there's been a lot of gossip going on as far as your work is concerned or your career. That's one of the reasons that you want to change. You want to just do something totally and completely different in this house. And before the year's out, let's say going into early December, Mars is going to come in. Let me just make sure of that. And Mars is going to come into your first house. So you'll be able to clearly see Mars is going to come into that first house right around the 20th of December. And you will be able to see all the things that have been going on behind your back as far as your working conditions or someone that have been challenging you about your skills. But Mars has a lot to do with jealousy. So you just keep on moving in the direction that you're going because you're going in the right direction. I don't see anything but something very good coming into your future. So enjoy the holidays. You have to make some amends with relatives. Make sure you invite them for Thanksgiving dinner. So your future looks very good. So have a nice holiday and also enjoy your Christmas holidays. And so until next time, and make sure that you hit that subscription button below and also give me a like and tell your friends about the channel as well. Goodbye. Hello, my name is Adele. Thanks for stopping at my channel, and if this is your first time here, hit the subscription button below and give me a like. I do private readings. My contact information is below. You may reach me through my email. Boy, how time does fly. And you know what? I noticed this year, although it was raining, the kids didn't come for Halloween. And I'm doing this on Halloween night. I waited and waited, and I got plenty of candy, and I'm going to get it out of this house because I know who's going to eat it. However, this video is the second half of Scorpio from the 13th to the 20, let me see here, from the 13th of November until the 23rd of November, when the sign changes and goes into Sagittarius. My, how time does fly. It's already a month. We're into the 11th month, a month before Christmas. It goes so fast now, and so much is going on our planet. However, if you are a 9 of any birth sign, an 18 or 27, this reading can apply to you as well. You're what we call a hidden Scorpio or hidden Aries. You have a full moon that is just coming across your ascending sign in your 7th house. The sun is in the 1st and the moon is in the 7th. The moon is in Taurus and the sun is in Scorpio. They're in opposition to each other. And usually full moons, these are usually separating aspects. So something is going to separate here, especially through the house of relationships. There's change. But change can be good because maybe some of the relationships need to change. You have Mercury and the sun in the 1st house, and you got Venus in that house in the sign of Sagittarius, which is an excellent place for Venus to be. Mercury in this house is retrograde at this time, so make no changes. And I see that you're quite displeased with your career aspirations at this time and your goals. So make no changes until after Mercury goes direct, which I think if you do, you'll be very disappointed. So, don't take any job offers or anything at this time. Just wait and be a little bit patient. Venus in the 1st house has much to do with relationships, but this is relationships coming into your life. Also, it has to do with shopping, so do not go out and shop till you drop, because on the 17th, Venus is going to move into your 2nd house, and she's going to come in contact with Jupiter. And all of these planets are in the sign of celebration and marriage, and some of you guys are going to be getting hitched. So accept all social invitations, which will be good. And I do see a really fun time coming for you with young people this year. So the person coming into your lives might be quite a bit younger. Have fun anyway. You got Venus and Jupiter that's going to conjunct in the 2nd house of your finances, which is a good place for it to be. You also have the South Node in that house, which has in Capricorn, which has the nature of Mars, and Pluto is in that house, which means that you might have to take on the responsibility of some finances for some older relatives of yours that might get into a pinch, and you guys might have to loan them some money. Well, you'll know whether you have it to loan or not. But Venus and Jupiter in the 2nd house is a good indication of change coming into your future, which is, some of the things that some of you have been wanting, relationships, and it could be happening in a very positive way because these are good planets for the relationships to come in. Also, we have Pluto in the 3rd, and this is the house of blood relatives, also extended family members. This is another indication that you might have to take on some financial responsibilities for some older relatives that need some assistance at this time. Coming to the 4th house, I'm only speaking of the houses where we have the energy coming through, which is planets. The 4th house, we have the dark moon Lilith, and we have Neptune retrograde in this house, which means that somebody in this house needs some help, which is, family members. So, you just might have to extend yourself to do that help there for them. A lot of confusion going on in this foundation here with your family and yourself too. You might have some people that's in your house that just, making you be quite nervous and upset, that need a lot of help. The 5th house have no planets in it, but it's making nice aspects to your Jupiter over here. So go out, have some fun. I see a lot of young people coming into your life, dances and parties. So take all invitations because this is the house where Mr. or Mrs. Right might be coming through. You might meet them at some type of social gathering here. On the 6th house, we have Uranus conjuncting the power of fortune in this house, which has a lot to do with diet and health issues and changing the way you process your diet. And this is very close to the moon, which is over in the 7th house. So that's another indication that you don't want to change as far as your work is concerned. You do not feel appreciated as far as your skills are concerned. So, be a little bit patient here. Don't make any changes at this time because it's not in good aspect to Mercury or the Sun. And be careful as far as your reputation is concerned. You don't want people trying to destroy your credibility for your work efforts. In the 7th house, we have the moon in that house, which is an indication of change coming. And it's in a fixed sign, which means that this change is unavoidable. So whatever it is that it's changing relationships. So if you have to change a relationship, go ahead and do that. Do not hold on, because if you hold on, nothing can come into your life, because you're holding on to something that you might not want to hold on to, that you know is not the best for you. So let it go, and somebody new is coming anyway. On the 8th house, we have the North Node in that house, which is good. It's a good indication of money coming. So spend it wisely. Try to save some. This is a house of resources that should be saved. We have no planets in the 9th house, but we do have Pluto being able to be reflected into that house. And this is the government, so you might have some dealing with the government also. Maybe just plain postal workers too. So, or people in uniforms coming into your life. So it's not a bad thing. It's just an indication of some of the things that might be coming. And in the 10th house, we don't have any planets in that house, but we can put Neptune and the dark moon Lilith into that house by reflection. So that's an indication that you're not quite pleased with your career. And you don't want people trying to mess with your reputation or the type of your work skills that you're doing. But you got to be a little bit patient yourself. You become very irritable and impatient. So be a little bit patient. Things are going to change, and they're going to change in a positive way for you. And this applies, as I said, to any sign. Like you could be a Cancer, but if you're a 9, this is a Pluto influence in your life. So any sign that's 9, 18, or 27, some of these same issues apply to you as well. In the 12th house, we have Mars over in that house. And of course, Mercury is just straddled the fence here. So Mars, just be a little bit patient. And I don't see Mars coming out of that house until sometime in December to come into your first house, which means that you'll be able to handle the irritation, because I don't think people are being quite honest, and a lot of gossip going on behind your back, and you feel that you're very sensitive yourself. So until that comes out where you can really identify what needs to be done, I see a lot of gossip going on too, and you're very upset about what you think about your career. But just be a little bit patient. Don't make any changes at this time. You'll be able to do so later. That's for guys or gals. This applies to Scorpios, period. But a lot of times the men seem to think that astrology is more for the women, but it's for all of us on the planet. You got some very good aspects here for some nice family celebrations and some nice family healing, because this is what Jupiter and Venus together will do for you here. So have a happy Thanksgiving, and do come back and make sure that you tell your friends about the channel and to share the channel. And let them know if you come over and you like what you see or what you hear, tell somebody else about it too. So until next time, again, happy Thanksgiving to all, and do come back.